So apparently, some people who are wrong call those little stickers you put on your license plate something other than tabs. At least that's what I just
I
heard.
called them tabs. Little did I know that most of the country calls them tags. Or would it be tags?
And as I've told y'all before, if there's some way that everybody else does something and some way that Minnesota does something, the way that Minnesota does it is the right way. Like how y'all made fun of us for playing that game Duck Duck Grey Duck that y'all mistakenly thought was called Duck Duck Goose. Then I had to explain to y'all that the original game was Anka Anka Gra Anka, which is Duck Duck Grey Duck. And it just makes more sense. It's a superior way of playing the game because instead of going Duck 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 Goose, you can go Yellow Duck and Purple Duck and Green. Nuh-uh-uh, I didn't say gray. See, it's just a better way. It keeps people on their toes, makes the game more fun. Then you tried telling us it was soda, not pop, and I had to explain how y'all were wrong again. Soda is the original term for a naturally occurring soda water, which is a drink all in of itself, and pop was a term coined in 1812 for a brand new drink that resembles modern day ginger ale and was the first pop. And the term soda pop didn't come around until half a century later when the soda fountain was invented, and the soda fountain dispensed imitation soda water. Once that soda water was mixed with a flavored syrup, you got soda pop. So pop is correct, soda pop technically correct, but soda not correct. Different drink altogether. Minnesota, right again. But now apparently y'all need to be educated again because you think that the stickers you put on your license plate is called a tag, and that is wrong. See, now to start off, your license plate is your tag, so the sticker, the tab, can't be the tag because the tab goes on the tag. This is just simple definitions, right? A tag is a label put on something for the purpose of identification. Like a dog has tags, or a soldier has dog tags, or your shirt has a tag. A tag is a label that identifies or conveys information about something. And a tab marks or monitors something. Like you keep tabs on your dog to know their whereabouts, so hopefully somebody doesn't have to use their tags to identify them. You put a tab on a page to show where information is located. So on a car, the tag, the license plate, identifies the car, the owner, all of the information about the vehicle. And the tabs are the sticker or the marker that shows that all of that information is still current and correct. But if definitions aren't good enough for you, how about a little history? See, back in the early days before adhesive, I guess, you got a brand new license plate or, new tags every single year. And that month and year that comes on your modern day tabs was stamped into that steel plate, which is actually pretty cool. Just side note, at least in Minnesota, if you find one of those plates from the year that your classic car was manufactured, you can register that tag with the state and put that matching your tag on your car, and it's perfectly valid. It's super cool. But anyway, that was the way it was done. Brand new stamped plate every year. And then in the 1940s, we had a war and people had to start rationing things like food and sugar and metal. It was crazy. Car companies weren't allowed to build new cars. Tractor companies weren't allowed to build new tractors. You were only allowed so much gasoline a week. You were only allowed so much of specific types of food every week. And people did it happily to help their country, which is just crazy to think about because nowadays you ask people, be like, hey, could you maybe wear a mask and not go to Applebee's for a little bit so you don't kill grandma? And they're like, fuck no, and overrun the Capitol. But anyway, that's here nor there. It's the Second World War, and metal is a precious resource, and brand new metal license plates every year can be a little wasteful because even though they could be recycled, that still takes time, energy, and resources, all of which at the time were better spent building battleships. As a result, Michigan in 1943 came up with a way to address that. Instead of giving you a whole brand new license plate, they gave you just a tiny little metal tab that had the year stamped in it, and then you just riveted that onto your old license plate. Again, because glue still, I guess, not really up to snuff for the task at the time. And from what I can tell, that was the very first instance of modern renewable registration as we know it today. And you want to know what Michigan calls them? Tabs. So by the literal definition, they are tabs. And Michigan, who from what I can tell was the first state to do them, calls them tabs. And if you've been keeping tabs, that means that Minnesota is right once again. Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble. Just remember, next time you want to correct Minnesotans on how we do something, it's always safe to assume that we're the ones doing it right.